In a dramatic moment during Prime Minister's questions on March 12, 2025, Sir Keir Starmer, the leader of the Labour Party, was interrupted while addressing reports of racism within the National Health Service, NHS. The incident occurred as Starmer emphasized the fundamental principle that the NHS should provide care to everyone regardless of race, faith, or background. His speech was prompted by Labour MP Tulip Siddiq, who highlighted the disturbing case of a Jewish NHS doctor being subjected to vile abuse, being called a baby killer. The interruption came at a sensitive moment, as Starmer was underscoring the need for inclusivity and respect within the NHS. Confronting the person who cut him off, he sternly replied, "You've let yourself down, and you know it." This exchange reflects the heightened tension surrounding issues of racism and discrimination in British politics. Reports of racism within the NHS have been on the rise, sparking widespread concern among healthcare professionals and the public alike. The incident involving the Jewish doctor is just one example of the kind of abuse that some medical staff face. This has led to calls for stronger measures to combat racism and ensure a safe working environment for all NHS employees. Sir Keir Starmer has consistently positioned himself as a strong advocate against racism and discrimination. His leadership has emphasized the importance of equality and fairness, particularly in the context of the NHS and other public services. This stance is part of a broader narrative where Labour seeks to reform systems perceived as broken, including the benefit system, which Starmer has described as morally indefensible. The interruption during Starmer's speech highlights the intense political climate in the UK, where debates on racism and social welfare are increasingly contentious. As Labour prepares for potential reforms, the party faces internal debates, such as opposition to certain government proposals on welfare and calls for a wealth tax. Despite these challenges, Starmer remains committed to addressing systemic issues like racism and inequality. The interruption during Sir Keir Starmer's speech on NHS racism serves as a stark reminder of the challenges facing British politics today. As the country navigates complex social issues, leaders like Starmer are pushing for a more inclusive and equitable society. The incident underscores the need for respectful dialogue and decisive action against racism in all its forms. Labour is planning significant reforms to the benefit system, aiming to protect vulnerable individuals while encouraging those who can work to return to employment. The party is grappling with internal disagreements, including opposition to certain government welfare proposals and debates over economic policies like a wealth tax. The NHS is not alone in facing racism. Other public services also report similar issues, highlighting a broader societal problem that requires comprehensive solutions. As the UK continues to grapple with these issues, the political landscape is likely to remain dynamic. Sir Keir Starmer's leadership will be crucial in shaping Labour's response to racism and welfare reform, potentially influencing the direction of British politics in the years to come.